I'm Jim Lancaster. I'm CTO of Sages. Windows 7 was the successor to Windows XP, which had been around a long time. So maybe 10 or 11 years before Windows 7 came out. And so the world was ready when Windows 7 came out. It's really, it is, I think, virtually replaced XP. We still have a couple of XP desktops out there in the wild, but not many. It brought a lot of new features, and it was more stable, and it was a better version of Windows. But you know, its time's come too. Instead of upgrading away from something like XP was not secure, and it had a bunch of issues that technically it had a lot of challenges at the time, so we were moving away from XP to Windows 7. Now I think it's more we're moving to Windows 10 rather than away from Windows 7, because 10 has new features and it's more secure, and it's really a much better operating system than 7 was. So Windows 10 is absolutely better. The ecosystem is much, I think, it's more secure for one thing, and that's probably the thing that everybody should be most concerned about. And it's really, I think it's more elegantly laid out and elegantly designed. It's easier to use. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but it's, you know, I don't think as big as the adjustment was from, say, you know, Windows 95 to XP or XP to Windows 7. The challenges that we have from a security standpoint are way different than they were when XP was around. So it's very, very important to the end users to keep their systems on the latest version of the operating system and keep them up to date. It's an imperative now. Before it was, yeah, it was pretty serious. You needed to do it, but now it's absolutely imperative that you stay up to date on the latest operating system and patches. I haven't seen near the compatibility issues with Windows 10 than as I did with Windows 7 and earlier versions of the operating system. They've done a very good job of kind of handling that elegantly. They've had some issues with a couple of their operating system versions, but you know, I think they've got this one right. I'm recommending to all of our customers, really, they need to upgrade to Windows 10, or they need to be looking at it. But once again, this isn't a recommendation to upgrade away from something so much as it is to upgrade to something. Windows 10 is better than Windows 7. They have some features, they've introduced some new features with Windows 10 that I think all of our customers could take advantage of. From a security standpoint, it supports things like you know, hardware keys like YubiKeys, and we blogged about this before. We really like the hardware keys. It has Windows Hello, will do facial recognition, so you can sign in with just your good looks, and you can. It's got a lot of enhanced security features in there. Things like BitLocker is much easier to use. BitLocker is their disk encryption technology. So there are a lot of security improvements. There are a lot of manageability improvements, which really help us. And there are a lot in terms of just managing a large collection of PCs. And coming down the road, we're going to see some really neat things like Intune, and they've got some enhanced security offerings, and even Windows has got Skype is becoming a phone system that people can use. So there are a lot of really neat Microsoft technologies coming down the pipe that really require Windows 10 to be in place.